And now, moving to our important topic, couple. When you hear this word, you come to know that we are talking about pairs here. So what pairs are there? Here we are talking about the pairs of forces acting on a body. In real life cases, the rotation is always produced by a pair of forces. Most of the cases in our daily life, we do not apply a single force on them to create rotation. We actually apply a pair of them. So this pair is called couple. So for your examination point of view, let's give the definition of couple. Thus, two equal and opposite parallel forces not acting along the same line form a couple. So, a couple is always needed to produce a rotation. For example, you might have seen a car wrench. So you apply forces with both your hands. One hand will become one force and the other hand another force. So a pair of forces, they are actually both the hands are applying forces in opposite directions and they are parallel. And also they do not lie on the same line, and hence they are couples. So there are many cases like tap. You apply forces with both your fingers to open a tap or turn off a tap, and even a cap of a bottle, and even key, and even a steering wheel. Actually not now. Nowadays power steering doesn't need two hands. We can just rotate it with one hand. But olden days and other vehicles which do not have power steering, they use both the hands. So for couple, let's see moment of couple. Let's try to measure it. So as we know, moment of force is equal to F into the distance of line of action of force from the pivoted point. Now let's assume a line. It is pivoted at the point O, and the line segment is AB, and the distance from A to B is, let's keep it D. So there are two pairs of forces acting opposite and parallel, and they do not lie on the same line. So let's assume these forces and call it F. So moment of force F at the end A is equal to F into OA, and moment of force F at the end B is equal to F into OB. Total moment of couple, that is moment of both the forces, is equal to F into OA plus F into OB, which is nothing but F into OA plus OB, which is equal to F into AB. Hence, moment of couple is equal to F into D. So moment of couple is equal to either force, any one force into perpendicular distance between the two forces. So what we were doing in the previous case was to find out the rotation of the moment of a body when acted with one force. We was taking force into distance between the pivoted point and the force line of action of force. But here moment of couple is equal to either force. You can choose any one force into perpendicular distance between the two forces, because if you consider the moment of force at the end A, so the force will be F obviously, and the distance will be from the pivoted point to the force line of action of force. Let's call it X, and the moment of force at the end B will be F into pivoted point into distance of line of action of force to the pivoted point. And if you calculate the moment of these forces separately, you will get the same answer what you get for moment of force is equal to either force, any of the two forces, into perpendicular distance between the two forces. So you get the same answer, no matter. But this is a short method, that is a quite long method. So you can do simply a shortcut. Moment of couple is equal to either force into perpendicular distance between the two forces. Simple and easy. Okay, you can check. So the definition of moment of couple is: the moment of couple is equal to the product of the either force and the perpendicular distance between the line of action of both the forces.